Surprise. I'm alive again. I'm alive. I'm alive. My computer's alive. It's not crashing. The recent problem I had yesterday was I was in a hangout with like 9 people, not um, Laurie Mishmash, and Chrome, what I thought crashed, it just shut down on me. Computer didn't reboot or anything. Um, I could get back in it, right? Uh, but I noticed my taskbar when I would hover over it, it was going crazy, just like blinking and doing all this funny moving stuff. So I knew like I'm gonna have to reboot to fix that, right? Um, I think I did reboot, and then I would get that error where what was it, taskbar not working? Here, what here? Let me see what did exactly say. Let me share. I gotta bring it up first. Let's see. Oh, it don't matter. I'm in. Where did I put that? Right there. There you go. That'll work. Let's do this. Present. Share. Window. Yeah. There you go. Got that error right. I couldn't. I couldn't touch the start menu um, without getting that error. And you couldn't really do a whole lot, really, without doing something different. And researching that, I don't know how many fixes I tried; it wouldn't work. And there was one that said do a in place reinstall, which really on these fast machines, you're probably better off doing it because it doesn't take that long, less than an hour. You're not. I mean, you choose to keep your file, so I'm not losing anything, and didn't lose it, and it's been working ever since. But I have sometimes got these error messages in Event Viewer from my graphics card. So I have an MSI NVIDIA 4060. I took that out. That's not in here now. I have onboard graphics, AMD built-in graphics. I'm on that right now, just to see if how it's reacting using this. And I'm surprised with using onboard graphics because it uses your system memory, which I have 32 gigabytes, whereas the your dedicated GPU's got onboard uh, video RAM, right? I have 8 gigabytes in that. And anyway, I was trying. Was it last night or this morning? I was trying DaVinci Resolve with the onboard graphics, and it worked. It was working. Wasn't doing anything fancy, but just basic cutting. It was working. But I don't game. But I'm just going to run in here a little bit. I'll pop the probably tomorrow. I'll pop the video card and tomorrow night maybe, because we got the show with Charles tomorrow, and try to troubleshoot that and make sure that's going to be all right. I done uninstalled the drivers and reinstalled them once on the NVIDIA card, and I'll do it again. But I want the studio version because I don't game. I don't need the other version, and I have till Wednesday to take that card back or exchange it, whatever. Um, but we still don't know if there's something wrong with my board. I don't see where it's getting hot. It seems like I'm having these issues when I'm in here. It seems like, or they start when I'm in a hangout. Believe it or not, um, and I can monitor my temperatures, and they are not. I'm looking at it now. Okay, It's a little hot, but not nowhere near in danger hot. It's like, I mean, these AM5s run hot anyway. My CPU package is at 58. The CPU temperature is only at 42, which is very, very good. Motherboard thermal, or is that 29, and the VRM thermals are at 41. It's really good. It's not in nowhere near. I think 95 is the danger zone where um, it's designed to run up to 90. I'm nowhere near there. Even when I'm running a video. Of course, I'm talking to myself because no one's in here, but it's all right. I'll stay here for a while because I've been on here for since my last boot, 2 hours. Actually, I'm trying to sell. I got this mixer over here. You can't see it. Um, I got that Mackie Pro FX8. I think I'm going to sell it. I don't use it. I could probably get. Well, they're going for over 100. I pay like 230. Like she's got to be 12, 13, 15 years old. But I see them going for around 200. But I know I might ask for 100 for it, whatever. But I lost my cable. I had to buy a cable for it, a USB cable. So I'm not even sure how good I sound. No one's in here yet. Hopefully somebody will come in. I see two people watching, but that's probably no, it's not me. But if there's three people in here, could you kindly comment? Oh, there's Hack. Hey, how you doing, Hack? Oh, I guess I was speaking too soon because my everything was running good with that new power supply until last night. I was in Laurie's hangout and just Chrome crashed. I mean, I didn't reboot, but Chrome crashed, and I could get back in there. But if things were acting wonky, like clicking on the start button, I would get that error. And just researching that, none of the fixes worked. The only fix worked. I had to do well. One of them was saying create a new user account. I didn't feel like doing that. Um, I said I'll just do it in place and reinstall. And I mean, with keeping your file, you don't lose nothing. It took, I don't think it took an hour, 45 minutes, and but I have with my graphics card, I pulled it out because this has onboard graphics. I'm seeing how it works with the onboard graphics, and actually, I'm pretty impressed with the onboard graphics. As I was saying, I don't know if you heard me. I was in DaVinci Resolve this morning, and to my surprise, it was working with onboard graphics. Of course, it uses your system RAM. I got 32 gigabytes of RAM memory I can use, and for I'm not doing anything fancy. It was working. It was definitely working. But I'm going to troubleshoot this card. Where is it? I want to make sure it's not my graphics card. So this is a bottom of the line. It's the newer gen, 4000 series. It's a 4060, but it's low end. But low end, I think I paid 330 for it. And like a 490, you can spend over $2,000 for a 490. But I'm not into gaming at all. And so I'm not sure if there's an issue with this because I did uninstall the drivers one time, and I did it the proper way where you got to do it in safe mode. You use DDU, this specific uninstaller, and it all worked. But actually, I wanted to use they got a studio driver. So what I want to use for content creators. Then they have the like gamer driver. But I think when I did that DDU, it put the gamer driver on, which is still it was working fine. So, but I have when I'm looking at an event viewer on Windows when I had some of these errors, it did mention my NVIDIA a couple times on my graphics card. So I don't know if it's an issue or not, but we'll find out. And like I've been going for here for an hour and a half, maybe. Um, I believe, And actually, I thought about installing installing Windows 10. I'm not the only one. I mean, some people don't have problems, some people do, and like I said, I saw a lot of people with this problem, and some of the fixes worked and some of them didn't. But the one that worked for me was the just doing in place reinstall of Windows 11. Um, but with the version of Windows I got at OEM, I can't, like, if I go to Windows 10, I'm gonna have to buy a new. It's not. I mean, they're cheap online, $25 or cheaper, maybe, depending where you get it from. But but I just went to trouble. I'm gonna see how it reacts with this the onboard graphics card. Maybe it will roll it out. I would take this card back. I don't. I just get something like, even I don't. I just want something with like 8 gigabytes of video memory, and I can get something cheaper. I had in my old. I had a AM4 board, not AM5, that I had 5 years, that I sold recently. I had Windows 11 on there. I never ever had an issue, but I didn't. But to be honest, I didn't use it very much either. But that's I had a Radeon ATI Radeon RX 580. It was 8 gigabyte card. Because my boards they didn't support, or the CPUs I had in my older computers, or they don't support onboard graphics. But that worked good. I never had it. I never had a blue screen. I never had a blue screen. I don't think on my good AM4 that I have now. It's just since I got this computer. But I mean, it could still be something going on with my motherboard, which I do have extended warranty. I can swap that out for 2 years, I believe. But the CPU, I only have 15 days to turn that back in, and I didn't get the extended warranty on that. I don't think it's that. It could be, but I would lean towards the motherboard more than anything. But like these errors, these are Windows errors. Errors, dog pile. Woof woof. Ouch. You know. But I was running good from Sunday till last night when I had the issue. Like, I was in a live stream with Mari Mishima. She was streaming. I guess there was 9 of us in there, and that's when the stuff started acting crazy, or it just shut down. Chrome just shut down. Didn't reboot. I was at the desktop, but then hovering over the taskbar with all the icons, it would do this flickering type of thing, and I don't know. And but the in place reinstall definitely worked. I did not. I swapped out the memory. I swapped out the. I put vendor qualified memory. I put that in. I put a brand new power supply in. I don't have another. I don't have another video card to swap it out with. But this has onboard graphics. I'm just watching it. I'm just using it with the onboard graphics, which I'm pretty impressed. Really, I'm. I have OBS running. Um, so that's where I'm getting my video from, OBS, and a um, virtual camera. So that's working. Hey Ferd, how you doing? Well, I wasn't until last night. I went almost a week for without any problems. And actually, I was. Oh heck, if you're still here, I was in a hangout too. Quentin started streaming late last night. I can't remember what time it was. After one, he didn't go long, but it was me, Quentin, uh, um, Ken, and Trev. And Trev was talking me into doing these benchmarks, which I was going to do. Actually, I was going to do it. I was going to do it until then I started getting those other errors, and said, "Nah, let me fix one thing at a time." Uh, but like I said, like right now, it's running good. But it's crazy. I've never had on this computer I just sold with Windows 11. That was 5 years old. I've never had any issues with that. It was a little bit of a lower end motherboard, but it was able to, took Windows 11 fine. It didn't have any issues, but I was never in there a whole lot. And my main computer, the that I use most of the time, I've never had any issues other than the beginning with bad RAM. But other than that, I would see. Let me see. Let me see what you're saying. I can't. Oh, and how I'm on. I got my Mackie Pro FX8. I think I'm going to sell. So like I think did I say it earlier? I had to buy a cable. I couldn't find my USB cable, so I had to buy a new one. Actually, I'm just using it on here. Make sure everything works right on it. I assume my audio is okay because I'm on a dynamic mic, and that's why I'm on top of it. But right. Oh, so you do have a you got an Nvidia too, CUDA. Yeah, yeah. I Yeah, I have an NVIDIA to RTX 2070 in my AMD 4, and I don't game, but I did it. I sometimes when I play a video, I'll get these tearing on the edge, mainly in VLC, not all the time. Like if I'm watching a video in VLC, they said the audio does sound good, but I got to stay on top of it. Like I said, it will like you probably can't hear me, so I do got to stay on top. And I do have, which I what if I'm with other people, I've been turning off echo cancellation, but I'm by myself. I don't know. Tell me, I have echo cancellation on right now. Tell me if you hear any difference when I switch it to. Let's see, I'll switch it to. I'm going to switch it to. I have echo cancellation off and adjust automatically adjust mic volume. I have that on right now. I mean, are you guys hearing any difference when I switched it there? Yeah, 360 Ti. Yeah, so you're only a generation behind. Actually, they're getting ready to come out with the 5000 series. Yeah, the volume did drop. Yeah, that's what I did a test thing, and that's what I came up with. Let me go back. Of course, I can. Just since I'm by myself, I'll just keep the echo cancellation on. But I know, well, like Laurie, she had a challenge or a back track for people to play with. I think only 4 or 5 people did it, and I was just too busy. I was going to do it, but I think PJ Colby did it. They were good. Um, Hugh Caldwell did it. I forget who else. They were all good. The 4 or 5 that really sounded good. Yeah. Okay. I'm back on the echo cancellation. So did my volume go back up doing that? I assume I didn't change anything else. Although I can. Of course, I got this mixer here. I can do. I up my high, to get because sometimes it's really low. I mean, real bassy, and I used my mixer to put the lows down to high, just a little bit higher. Frequency. Good, very good, very good. But I can tell you one thing: when I had the door closed, even with my other PC, man, it really gets hot in here. Even with the other PC, the only one that didn't get hot was, or that I noticed was my little Mac Mini, which is right over. It's that gray thing right there. It's hard to say, the little teeny thing, which could quite frankly be the fastest thing I have in here. It works really well with DaVinci Resolve, with everything really. Oh, okay, very good. What am I need to take that. I don't need to share that anymore. But I'll probably wait till stop. I'll probably wait till Charles is doing a show tomorrow at 2, and I think tomorrow after sometime after show I'll put the and video card back in and see how I'll go from there. But but as I said, I don't have to have anything high end at all. I was thinking about getting like a Radeon, like a low, well, I forget what their numbers are, like a RT 570 or something like that. I forget what it is. Um, thanks for stopping by too, because I didn't know if anybody's. I'm always doing stuff at dinner time or around dinner time. I probably wouldn't have been doing it, but just gives me a reason. Like I said, I'm really troubleshooting, and it seems like stuff happens when I'm in StreamYards, I believe, for whatever reason. Um, I mean, I could use Edge. I hate Edge, but I could use it. I mean, if the same thing happen, but it might not happen. It might not. I just these troubleshooting. All the stuff I was reading that the people that did do the in place reinstall it, it was fine for them. They didn't have any problems after that. How you doing, Paul? How you doing? I hope I'm not interrupting dinner time for people. Yeah, but I'm getting messages from a friend of mine. You need to take that back. Well, I don't. It's pretty much over. Well, I'm so close because I'm not that far over. I could the CPU I can't really take back because the CPU and motherboard they only gave you 15 days, as I mentioned before, to return it. But CPU and motherboard, but I took the extended warranty on the motherboard, so I can at least swap it out. I don't know if I can return it for my money. But the other parts, you got 30 days. Video card, I can still take back. The memory I just got last week, so I can still take that back. Those are 30 days. I don't think I'm not having any memory issues. No, I don't see anything in Event Viewer. Nothing's popping up with memory errors. Um, I just know that from what I was reading, and I hear reviews from these so-called expert people that do the reviews, that Asus has lousy thermals, which it's your power delivery thing, but like I said, looking at the specs, I've got this monitoring software. Nothing's out of the ordinary. I'm at like maybe 50 for the CPU package, and the CPU temperature is 39. That's not bad at all. Motherboard's 28. Yeah, that should be an issue as far as I can see. But I mean, I see that like since putting his power supply in it, that cut out. Like I said, I was working fine until that. What I had last night. I'm sure it's Windows. I don't think it said anything to do with. Well, the video card could have caused something. The Nvidia. We'll see. Pizza sounds good. For for pizza sounds real good. I did have a I did have a slice of pizza about 2 weeks ago. One slice. Um, what do you don't buy? You're on an Intel, right? You're on an Intel CPU. I think I assume, but I don't know. This is I just it was always easier to troubleshoot shoot something back in the old days, and you had a problem, it just stayed fixed. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it'll be all right now. Who knows? Oh, i9. Oh, those are the 13 gens. They do have an issue, and those issues with them. they have this oxidation issue, and then they came out earlier this month or earlier in the middle of August with this patch, and but if you have this oxidation problem and it's not going to fix that, that actually it's damaging your PC, which is unfixable. Um, I was going to go with like a 13 gen or 14 gen Intel, like maybe an i7, but they're all people are all telling me to stay away from it, and then I think if you read up on Intel, man, they had a lot of problems. I think their stock went way down because of this. So what's going on with the 13 gen, 14 gen CPUs? Back in the, oh really? They because they were always number one. Asus back in the day. I mean, even until recently, they were always considered like the number one, the best board back in the days. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I had Asus boards unless for myself, unless I was working with somebody else's. But you only see these days. You only see MSI, Asus, um, Gigabyte, and I'm missing another one. Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, and ASRock, which ASRock at one time was a subsidiary of Asus, and now they get the praise on the motherboards on the least amount of problems from what I'm reading from the so-called all the people doing all these reviews, these big tech sites. But you had other ones. There's still other manufacturers out, but those are the big ones. But you have one. Remember they had these cheap ones called ECS, A Open, which might have been Acer. I don't know. It's so long ago. Of course, but we'll see. Not a big deal. But I'm impressed with the onboard graphics. I am. But I still want this. I still want this thing to work right. But I noticed the fans weren't spinning. But from what I was reading, it's got to get to be a certain temperature. But they had software you could download from the MSI Center, and I could control the fans with that, which I did. So I had my fans. It was spinning. I had it spinning all the time. But it didn't give me a choice of what speed I wanted to spin at, as far as I could tell. But then there was other software like MSI Afterburner. I think I could adjust the speed, but they weren't going crazy. They weren't going crazy. But we'll see. I'm going to put the studio driver back on tomorrow and see what happens. Um, but everything's doing pretty good here. Ah, oh, you can buy monitoring software. Of course, this board has monitoring stuff on it, so I have I have the software that comes with Asus where it monitors everything. It'll get your updates. It controls my RGB. Um, yeah, and I had it on my old board, but man, it was so funky and buggy. I never bothered using it on my old board. I did, but I did a clean install about of Windows 10 just to do a clean install. It wasn't, not that it was running, and when I didn't bother putting the Army Crate software on there, and it's where I left it at. It stayed on that color, which was fine. But then I found this open RGB software, like it's a free software people that programmers make. I put that on there like a couple months ago, and it was well. It was easy to use, and I could control it, and so I had that on the old PC. But with Army Crate, it's working quite well now. I'm not having any issues to switching to what I want. And also with my RGB, I have a controller on board controller for the fans and the RGB. I can control it too with that, but just by hitting my like reset button, not the reset. Um, yeah, I think it's the reset button. I can control it. No, it's not the reset button. It's the. I'm sorry. I think it's the LED button was hooked up to the controller. I can do it with that, like to hold it for a couple seconds, then I can just go through it and I'll change the colors that way. Because for some reason, if I have to take this board back, I already know the board I want, and it's not going to have RGB built into it. But I could still use it with the controller with the switch on another board if I choose to do so. Yeah, I have hardware monitor. I have two different things I could monitor my temperatures. It's like when you do those benchmarks, you need to run your like hardware info, and it tells all your voltages, your wattage, you can see what's going on while that software is stressing your CPU. And I did it once, and I did a 10-minute test, and it passed, but I forgot to. I don't know my temperatures. I forgot. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't bother monitoring it. I mean, it didn't shut down because of that or reboot. That's before I switched out the memory too and the power supply. Yeah, I have it set up. I have my I have that hardware info set up to shows me the monitor, um, but I couldn't get it to work in here quite right. Um, it will show me, like you said, in my system tray. It will show that on my other one, so I automatically can see, and actually my AM4 it gets hotter than this. It gets hotter than this, but I don't have no stability issues at all, and that thing runs good. I mean, after I flopped out the bad RAM of 2 years ago, I had it like for 2 years before I figured out. Mark, how are you, Mark? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm just killing time, shooting the bull about recent computer problems, but which may be okay, right? Yeah, every time I say they're okay, something will pop up, something else will pop up. But anyway, on another note, I have my Gibson SG for sale, which is right in that case right there. I put that back up. I had it up for like 2 months, maybe 3 months. Just wasn't getting any bites. I put that up and also put my THR10X right there that I don't use. It sounds great. I just don't use it. And it's old, but I think it was like 300. I think I paid 200 for it brand new. I had a gift certificate, like $100 gift certificate for my birthday or something. So I had it for about 7 years, I guess, 6 or 7 years. But you're still, it's 10 watts, but it sounds great when you're using it as a doll. I mean, in here, you can use it as audio interface, and it sounds great. You don't know if I'm on a 10-watt amp or a 100-watt amp. That's how good it sounds. It's got software you can do to, instead of using adjusting everything on the unit itself, you use the software to do your adjustments. But I just don't use it, and but it still sounds good. I just use that um, Helix Native. Um, I'm using the same patch most of the time. I might tweak the patch itself here and there, but sounds good to me. Sounds fine for my skill level or their lack of. It sounds good enough for me. So, so what time is it? I went 5:30. I'll go. I'm gonna try to go to 6:30 and just do an hour. And so it's a nice little test. Just like I'm not having that issue. Uh, The dog paw. I'm reading. Oh, let me read your. So you got. It's kind of like what I have, except you got the Intel version. I have a B650 A gaming Wi-Fi. Um, yeah, full size board, not a micro ATX. And it looks nice. I mean, it's got I originally wanted a whiteboard. I had that gigabyte board. I wish that would have worked. But this it's got the thermal covers. They're kind of white, silverish, and the stuff covering up your lower N dot NVMe dot two slots on the bottom. It looks good. Yeah, here you can see it. So it's a nice looking board. I mean, so it's got some white or silver. I wanted to do an all white build, except stupid me, I didn't get. Yeah, I was going to do RGB, then I wasn't. I didn't even get my cooler. I didn't even get RGB on the cooler, which I should have. That's a Thermalright cooler, and it's got really good benchmarks, good reviews, and it's cheap. I think I paid $35 for it. It was only a couple dollars for the RGB. I thought I did click on the RGB. Evidently, I didn't. I saw, oh man, but I can still get the fans. Put the if I want to do the RGB in there. Very good. Yeah, I have this love hate relationship with the RGB. I replaced the fans on here because when I did that one stress, it blew one of the fans out. So, and of course, I complained to Amazon. They gave me a credit. Anyway, I bought three new fans, but the new fans I got the thermal take, not thermal right. I, they're working fine, but the freaking cable and they gave me too much cable and it was crazy. You don't need all that kind of cable, and it didn't. They didn't. The, like the ones that were in there, they're not real thick. They're not the ones that were in there. They're not good, but they had a regular normal RGB cabling and your PWM 4-pin connector. The other one, man, it was wrapped up and it was real thick and just gave me way too much cabling. I mean, it's you can't tell. I mean, I just velcroed it. You can't see it. It's one thing with these cases you can hide all that crap, but still, it was way too much. So I should have ordered the Thermalright, but they weren't. I couldn't use that. I could only use that discount. They gave me a $25 credit. I could only use it on stuff that they sold and shipped. Was and it wasn't on. But I still may get those fans anyway. I still may buy switch them out again. Um, to get the Thermalright fans and because it's really cheap for like three of them. So I could put the three back in the front, and I could get two more because they're they're 140, but it's 120 millimeters on the air cooler. I could get two of those, and just they're going to be the same thing happening, except they'll be RGB. If I choose to do that, really, I would only have to do. You can't see the one. You're not going to see the one fan anyway because it could cover it up. I could just get one and put it on the one side if I wanted to put an RGB fan on there on the cooler. Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. I also wanted to get those strip. The RGB strips. You can get them anywhere. Walmart. You can put them anywhere. You might have a little controller or something. So I thought about doing that too. Maybe put them on my wall, or I mean, I do have RGB lights. I've used it a couple times, and it works pretty good actually. But I don't know. Oh, you got a water cooler? Yeah. I was going to do that. I never did water. I'm just not a fan of water cooling, and if you, and they're safe, especially you get the closed loop kind. When you're not doing the custom water cool, they're fine. I mean, they might need more maintenance. The pump can go up, but they look so freaking good. You can get them with the they have LCD screens on it. You can play movies on it and stuff like that. They look and they don't take up all the room in your PC. But I've never did an all in one water cooler before. I thought about it. They look nice. And some of them, and they got some cheap ones. I mean, they can be expensive. You can get like a Corsair, but of thermal, I believe it's thermal, right? Or is it thermal? One of them, they have a really cheap one too. Works pretty good. Okay. Yeah, they do look nice. But I just heard so much good things about this, and it's so easy to put on because the cooler in here is similar. I have it's called it's Scythe in my other one, my AM4, and it's similar, but it doesn't it what didn't install easy. You got to like put your screwdriver in between the fins, the actual thing it the heat goes on to, and you can never get it lined up. This one, the thermal right, is not like that. It's so easy to get on there. The easiest core I ever put on in my life, without a doubt. You got to take off the two clips that came with it, but then you put your spacers right on, screw them in there, and then you just put the bars that the actual CPU is going to, or the core is going to stick on, and two screws, and you're done. But radio or all in ones, they look nice. They look nice. Um, that clock doesn't work. I think those batteries are dead. Oh, actually, the top one might be right. You can't see that. There's one on top. There, I have. Yeah, I think the top one. No, that's not quite right either. I got 612. It's got like 550. I don't. I don't worry about it. It's all for show anyway. Yeah, but this is a different view than I normally have. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too. I never mess with water cooling. I mean, I looked. Before I built this, I was looking at a lot of videos, and some of them are really easy to install. Some of them might be a little bit of a pain in the butt. But I just the thing is, you got to it's got a pump in there that can go up. It will need more maintenance. And they said that it can eventually dry up in there, but people do the custom water cooling. I mean, where they have a container they got to change it so often. I mean, they're really into that stuff. I mean, it looks good. They put all these different fluorescent color stuff in there, but I'm all about maintenance free. Maintenance free. It is. It does. So it is doing pretty good in here. Like, um, every now and then I'm looking at my event viewer. I don't see nothing going on in there. Um, nope, nothing bad. I mean, it's normal to get you. You're going to get some errors, and they're normal, but I'm not getting nothing showing up in there. That's really good. Really, really good. Really good. So what's tonight? Saturday. So I don't know if you're still in here. Hack is. I guess it's okay. Let me make sure. I don't want to. I don't want to jump the gun. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Um. Yes. Oh, at 9 o'clock. Hack is going live tonight at 9 p.m. The Guitar Hack, 9 p.m. Tune in. I will be there for sure. 9 p.m. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Um, oh, talk about guitars. Like I said, I'm trying to sell that my SG, and I guess a lot of I've been on these cheap guitars lately, and they sound good. Uh, I know Leo James is coming out with their Hurricane. I think it's supposed to be in supposedly in sometime in October, and this is going to have locking tuners. Of course, that doesn't make it a good guitar, but the ones I have are good. Well, I did have an issue with the one I liked, the Monsoon. I had a high fret, and it was fretting out, but and it had about 3 frets, and it was just little light going over there with my fowls, and I got a crowning tool, and I never did any of that. But evidently, it worked pretty good because it it worked good. I got rid of the high fret. I mean, I got rid of the fretting out and all that. Oh, yeah, get mine. I don't understand any. I mean, I'm not in, but people would buy those expensive, cheap, like during in the height of the pandemic. These people were mining. They were buying these expensive GPUs because they were doing a whole bunch of mining because they get paid some way. I don't know how it works. I have no. I read it and I don't understand how it works. Anyway, but they were buying up all the GPUs, the real high end GPUs. It made everything really skyrocket. Well, like I said, the 490. I mean, things came back down, but even the cheaper ones were really high back then. But I just can't imagine. I'm not a gamer. I don't game at all, but I can understand if you're a professional gamer. You can look it up. You can get a GTX 490 in NVIDIA. You'll see them over 1900 $2,000. I just don't. I mean, I can understand if people are in competitive gaming stuff like that, but I just don't get it. Like if I knew this would work with the onboard graphics with my video editor, I probably wouldn't have got. I probably didn't have to get as big as I got a 7700X. I could have gone down. I didn't have to get a new computer anyway. My old one's fine. It works fine. But like I said, I just a video card with 8 gigabytes of memory will do me fine. I don't need any more than that. DaVinci Resolve always worked good with that, and evidently it works without a dedicated video card. But you can't do that. You can't do those benchmarks like I was mentioning, like Cinebench. You have to have a dedicated video card because it's stressing your PCU. It's rendering. It's putting these images up on there. At least that's what I read. I mean, and I did do one bench, and like I said, it did pass, but I forgot to monitor my everything anyway. But if I do get another guitar, I might look at those Leo James Hurricanes when they come out. But they have these cheap. I know I'm saying cheap. I don't have no money. That's why. So they have these cheap Jackson uh, guitars, a JQ something, and it's got a Floyd Rose on them. They're usually like 350 or something. I see they had them on, I guess it's Memorial Day sale. Or they're like 350, 399. They had it for like two Guitar Center for like 279, I believe. They look really nice, but I hear you're going to get the worst kind of Floyd Rose there is. You'll probably have to update it. But I just want I don't use. Well, I just started using this again, the EVH. I got that, but I kind of haven't been giving it the love that it needs. I wanted to learn how to do some dives, which I really never learned how to do when I had my. This is a special, but I had the standard, and I really never. I mean, it plays good. It's just the neck is so not It's just not wide enough. My fat little fingers. Uh, it could be a little bit better, but I'm glad now this mixer is working pretty good with that new cable I bought, USB cable. Now I might not want to sell it. I might want to keep it, but it's just like just takes up so much room, you know. Well, like this doesn't take up any room really, right? This is my 2i2 Gen 4 Focusrite, and that's like I don't know, three, probably four times the size. But that mixer came in handy. I mean, used to do these tech shows, and a lot of it were back then, like 15 years ago or whatever it was, 10. It was just audio, right? We would record it and post it, or not me, the whoever. Um, but I would do all the audio, and I would have like we get like four people, five people in there, and I had like five separate Skype accounts running, so I could record each person separately, and then edit it, and then I get to the guy that it was his show, and he would upload it. Like four or five different accounts of Skype running, and I don't know how many different YouTube or not YouTube Skype accounts I had at one time. Oh my gosh, I had a bunch of different. Actually, I had a bunch of different Gmail accounts too at one time. Oh, do you? Yeah, that's this yeah, it's USB, and actually, I can play. I forgot how to do it though. I can play music. You'll hear it without me doing anything special, but I have to. Oh, I have music. Let's see. Let's see if I. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to get in trouble playing something. But I can do it now. I think I remember. I got to hit the USB button, and you would hear. Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can play another video of mine where I'm rambling on, and you can tell me. Oops. View channel. Uh, not that. Live. Am I back? Am I back, boys? Guess what? I crashed and it rebooted. Guess what I'm doing? I'm on. Everything is going back. I'm taking the whole thing back right now, so I can add it. I can stop this. I'm taking the whole thing back. I'm not even gonna bother replacing it. It's probably the motherboard, but I'm done. I'm just done. I'm taking everything back. It just crashed on me. A full crash. It rebooted, and I couldn't even see the. Let me see if it created. It's not even. It blue screen on me, and I can't even see what it says. It's so fast. Let me see if it see it in event viewer. because it has been. Nope, it's not even recording the crashes now. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's frustrating. Nah, it don't matter. All right, I'm going to stop the stream. This is what I wanted to test, and my temperatures are not real high. I mean, I was rambling them off to you, and not where should you be doing this. Um, so I replaced. You do things trial elimination. I replaced the RAM. I replaced the power supply. I took the GPU out, the dedicated GPU out. The only thing left to change is the motherboard. That is the only thing left to do. I'm using onboard video. There is nothing else to switch out. It's got to be the board. It's got to be the board. I don't know if I should I switch the board out. I'm sorry. The CPU, that could be a problem too. I kind of doubt it, but it could be. It could be. Are you? Let me see some here. Testing one. Yeah, you guys are hearing me. All right, so I can stop it. Yeah, I. So this is the third one I have to take. I took back, and I just can't run now. It's not in recording. The stupid crashes. I was going to get my camera real quick, but it blue screened on me, and I can't find where. I think I know where they're stored at, but I have a program. It's not. It's only reading four of them. I don't know why it's not reading the other ones. All right, I'm done. Guys, have a good one, and go watch Hack at 9 p.m. tonight. 9 p.m. I shall see you later. See you guys, and thanks for stopping in and listening to my boring rants. Hey, how you doing, Dale? Nice to see you. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I never had this much problems, and it's like This is the second motherboard. The other one wouldn't even boot at all. All right, guys, we shall see you, and take care.